Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say on every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We have JayQ The Legend, a poet and prolific songwriter. He co-founded BreakOut Music and kicked off his solo music career with his hit Body Talk that hit #1 on the Billboard Reggae Charts and continues to sustain U.S. radio play for 3 years post-release in both urban and R&B formats. 4 of his recent 2020 and 2021 music videos have been featured on MTV and BET-JAMS.
And we're excited to have you on the show. So
yes.
Welcome.
Hello to everyone. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate that.
It's
good talking to you today.
Yes.
You know, I always like to start the show out kind of the same way. As you know, a lot of entertainment industry has been hit hard over the last year and a half.
Yes.
So how did COVID affect everything that you do? And what have you done to kind of maneuver through this crazy maze we have?
That's quite interesting. I was there's a major publication that asked the very same question, and I was on a call with 20-something DJs from DigiWax, and everyone's asking the same question. The answer is we all had to improvise. We had to find a way to survive, to support each other and improvise. And as an artist and also the co-CEO of a label, I also have the added burden of making sure that I create, but also I create a lane to motivate Gigi and my team, because I think being an artist on a label is a leadership position. And so we one of our videos, Amazing Girl, because I can write in any genre that appeals to me. So I will write in reggae, I will write in R&B, I will write in pop, hip hop. And so I have a dance song out called Amazing Girl. And that video is on YouTube. And what we did, I wrote the song. I always write from learned experiences or experiences that's in my history. And Miriam, the co-CEO, she sourced all of the videos from different countries. We ended up with 7 or 8 different countries. The video director's in Spain. So he directed from Spain, and he had his group of dancers and performers there, and multiple scenes that he used around Spain and the beach. And at that time, they were allowing you to move around in Spain. And that's 2020. That's like May-ish, April, May, somewhere 2020. I think it came out in June. And then we also had dancers from the Netherlands, Puerto Rico, UK, and it's in there, and the countries are listed. And it was just sort of a woman's empowerment type video. And so we did that, and then we did the editing online, and we put that out during COVID. The other thing we did was another dance song called So Bad, and we made a funny animated video where some of the animated characters are in jail with a mask on. So we sort of reflected the time, and we were able to do that. It's a real silly video. It's JayQ the Judge, and I'm judging twerking, and people who are bad twerk dancing because they twerk real bad, they go to twerk jail. So, that's what we did. And so we improvised, and we felt like it was our job to help entertain people, like the people in Italy who were singing out of their homes. We kind of all felt like we're in it together, and we wanted to make some art that gives people a little bit of levity in those tough times.
Yeah, definitely love that. It's like we launched this show January of 2020, a couple months before COVID.
And then 2 months later, it was
because what was funny about the whole thing was, our original plan was to interview maybe 100 interviews first year, and we thought that would be a great foundation for the first year to interview 100 people. And then COVID happens. And what's even funnier is we actually started out as a up and coming country artist interview show.
Wow.
And when COVID was the game changer for it, because when COVID happened, I told Sandy, I was like, you know what? We need to open the floodgates now because, this is all silver lining. Everybody's shut down. They all have time for us.
That's right.
And what was great about it is being a new show, a lot of the radio stations weren't really interviewing people at this time because they thought, in a month or so, it'll all be back, because they didn't want to go virtual. They wanted to.
That's right.
So we got to get in there and get in the trenches before they really caught on to, this is going to be a long term. And because of that, we did over 300 interviews last year, and we're over almost 450.
Wow. That is, you guys really knocked it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Now, last August was our biggest month. We had
August last year.
Yeah, we had 44 interviews that month. But that was just too. We finally learned a balance where one a day, 5 to 6 days a week works for us.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. It was a different environment to create in, and man, I'm happy that you guys got that window. As a small company, we do big things. BreakOut Music is making movies, and we're making awesome music for those movies. And we got lucky because we finished our Christmas film in November 2019, and we're a little sad that we didn't make it to the Christmas 2020, but the universe had its plan. We edited from November through January, and somewhere about March 2020, I left Santa Monica, California, which is where I'm at right now, and I'm leaving now again to continue my journey with music and movies. But I left like on the 5th or 6th of March 2020. The COVID announcement came. California was closing on the 7th, and but we had just finished the movie, editing the movie, and we had just finished doing one of our screenings at the London Hotel for executives from Tubi TV and various networks. And so we had gotten that out of the way, and we were in the acquisition pipeline early. And we were one of the few films standing that was already in the can and in the post-production, the final editing phase. So we got a Netflix deal.
Oh, wow.
Our movie is on Netflix. Yes, our movie's on Netflix. And so we were lucky because our film was finished. And we were lined up for Christmas 2020, and it debuted Christmas 2020. And so there's a lot of luck in looking at this storm of suffering and pain and this fires and the disasters and COVID, in just trying to figure out how to connect with humans. In our Christmas film, we wanted to tell people Christmas is about presence, not just presence. And so Urban and I, the two co-CEOs, we wrote that film, we wrote the movie, and we funded it ourselves, and we're on Netflix, and we did 20 million homes, approximately 20 million in 6 weeks in December. So we all have adapted, and it's amazing to hear the results that you've gotten by adapting to an opportunity to bring a little bit of fun and joy to people. And I appreciate hearing that, and I totally connect with it.
We definitely appreciate that. And again, we can't change COVID.
We had to make the best of the situation.
And we're like, when I looked at the opportunity, because I'm, you always have people say, "Are you a half glass full person, or a empty glass full person?" But I'll be honest, I'm neither. I'll drink the glass. I'm the opportunity.
That's right. I'll take the glass, whatever's in it.
Yeah, and so we just took what was handed to us on a silver platter and says, you know what, let's just see what happens. Let's
make some lemonade.
Hard. We started reaching out to bigger artists than what we would have reached out to because of the pandemic, and we ended up with Ali Brooke on, Randy Travis on,
Brian
McQuail from the Backstreet Boys on, and it's just been one of them crazy things that where right place, right time.
Right time, yes.
And we've interviewed so many people now that we have realized that there is some luck in the entertainment industry, but you don't get to that luck unless you work your tail off beforehand.
Got to be in position. That's right. Love it. Yes.
And that's the whole cool thing too. Is and as a lot of people, they see the glory of you and glory of other artists, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice,
the grind. Yes.
It takes not just to get to your level, but even a career level within entertainment. And we always want to hit that because I believe that most people gloss over this. They dive in to an industry that they think, oh, I got talent, no problem. And it's way more than that. We both know that. It's timing and everything and work ethic. So knowing that, let's talk about some of the sacrifices and struggles you've had to go through to get that even where you are today.
Well, first I'm going to say, hey, Doug. I tried to message you back. It doesn't work like it used to when I was at Harvard, but it's all changed. It was Blackboard about 10 years ago. But the struggle is faith, having the faith to believe that people are going to take what you do serious, and to be able to push through knowing people are suffering and you want to entertain. It's like I'm trying to write music and movies, and people are suffering and dying. And you got to find in your head a way to kind of reconcile with that, empathize with people, but at the same time write things. So our new movie, and I'm going to just segue right into that, is called The Drone That Saved Christmas.
Oh,
And
wow.
what we took a lot of the natural disasters. We looked at what's going on in India. We knew it was going to be a problem again, the floods. And we looked at just trouble all around the world, Puerto Rico, India, Senegal. And we wrote a movie again that talks about humans helping humans. So we and trying to get that done was, my goodness, we couldn't shoot in LA. We weren't willing to fly back because we always seem to get a little sick when we're on the airplanes. Miriam flies from Boston, I fly from New Orleans, and we worked an awful lot in LA in 2019 and 2020. So we had to figure out where we're going to film. We thought of New Orleans, so we filmed in Atlanta. Atlanta's wide open. They're gregarious. So we
live
had
in Savannah, Georgia. So yeah, Georgia's open.
There you go, wide open. So we filmed in a COVID budget, in a COVID bubble, on a pretty tight budget, but we got a really good project done. People were willing to come in from LA to be in the movie, and Kansas and Kentucky, and so we realized that everything we do, whether you're Postmates for a restaurant, if you're Uber driver, you're doing a radio talk show, you're doing music, movies, as we do, other people are involved who are benefiting from the work, from the information, from the change in routine, from the attention, from the energy. And it sort of just keeps us from going down the drain of despair and sadness. So my goal was to put something out there that someone will feel and feel encouraged about. And that's what we did with the music and the movies, and grinding through it, knowing that I'm dealing with COVID from a vitamin and, a pharmaceutical perspective. I did what's best for me without going into that. So I'm healthy enough to do the work. And so I was motivated. I'm like, okay, I'm out here. I'm jogging, I'm working, I'm keeping the work ethic. And and try not to get down and get sad, particularly in those tough months in August last year and April last year and May. So we ended up with a brand new movie that we just finished the final color session. We'll probably have a locked color in the picture in 4 days. The score is done. The score is amazing. The score has Gigi Vega. She's on the soundtrack. Her music is in the movie. Gigi's video is in the movie on a Peloton bike. We put it in there as well. Of course, my song, Be Mine, is the first song when the movie opens. You're going to see the Be Mine song. So, we're able to think about humanity, think about sustainability, and at the same time, move our art forward, promote ourselves, promote our company.
Like Doug said, humans helping humans.
Indeed. So, the grind is, and the grit for us is knowing that what we're doing makes us feel good. And so it's probably going to make someone else feel good too.
Yeah. Cause you hear a lot of people talk about, that, cause it looks like it's so easy for people in the entertainment world. And what we do, people are like, oh, y'all have so much fun, and in this 30 to 60 minutes that we have with each guest, we're like, we have a lot of fun in that time.
That's the fun part.
But the not so fun part is getting the rejection emails we get from people, going through the numbers, trying to get booking people, going back and forth, like with you on the show,
scheduling.
We had to do a flip the script today.
Yes.
That happens from time to time.
Right.
And there's so much behind the scenes work that goes on in entertainment. Like even at our church, I remember we go to a big church, and in 2010 I started serving there. I never realized what it takes behind the scenes of even of a large church, because I always thought, okay, the preacher just gets up there, they preach, and you're done. I've learned everything is time.
It takes a lot of people.
It takes
It's a production.
And with entertainment, same way. It takes so many people to make this thing work and all that.
Yeah. People want to experience things. And I think as human beings, collectively, we enjoy experiencing things together, whether it's football, whether it's a cruise, to the Caribbean, or, religion, going to church, going to the gym. we are a clannish people, and you serving in the back and seeing how it's all put together, it might have prepared you for what you've been through this last year with launching a radio show during COVID. You know, the production, the logistics of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, that's just like, you know, we've been married almost 19 years now. And in those 19,
congratulations. Wow.
And in those 19 years, we've had there's so many times where on the street I would end up in conversations with people. And I'm not talking about friends, I'm about strangers. And I'd end up in conversations with people, and Sandy would be upset because about 2, 3, 4 minutes in, she would know if I get to about the 3-minute mark,
yes.
we're probably there 30 to 60 minutes.
You're out of here.
Every time, and I've done that thousands of times through the 18, 19 years of our marriage. And we look back now like, okay, we were being prepared for this show and just never realized it.
That's right. That's right. Because communication is leadership, you know, and also it's teamwork. Because there's a channel for the sender and a channel for the receiver. And if the sender and the receiver are moving back and forth and, you know, taking the information in, that loop is completed. So it's teamwork and it's leadership. The actual subject matters and the way you support each other or are critical of each other. I think all of that, you know, it's great. 19 years you've been preparing for this show.
Yeah. And, you know, and even on the show, you know, I like to have a conversation. I like to go back and forth with the guests because I can't be one of those people that they interview, ask questions, you answer, then ask another question. I am not that person. You know, if I can have a conversation, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, I appreciate it. This definitely feels like we're sitting at the kitchen table and we're cracking open some iced tea. So
that's the point.
Having a chat.
Yeah, and like Doug said, being prepared and opportunity will come. And that's so true. I remember the quote that success happens when opportunity and preparedness meet. Because again, opportunity come. If you're not prepared, you're going to miss it.
Indeed.
You know, and then if you're prepared, eventually the opportunity will come.
For sure. And we learn now that that preparedness and the opportunity may come during COVID. So fight through it.
So when you look at your career so far through the years, what are some wow moments for you?
Wow or wild? Because that's two different things.
Well, either, right?
Yeah. Wow moments is 3 years ago when I decided to resign from my job. You know, I've been doing something for a while and got good at it for, you know, a couple of years and decided that there's no way I'm going to make it in this industry unless I'm full time. You know, I've learned just through graduate school and such that if you really want it, then you put all your everything into it, your mind, your soul, your energy, the way you eat, the way you exercise, you kind of gear it towards what that big thing is. And resigning from a position that was really, really comfortable and going in with a new label that Miriam Babley started with BreakOut Music was a wow. It's like, I'm doing this. I'm really, you know, pulling the ripcord, jumping out with the parachute and screaming all the way down to the ground. Hoping
How did that idea come out for BreakOut Music?
Yes.
Well, I can't say how it came out because I've heard the story. Miriam wanted to start a label, her and her husband, I believe, and they wanted to help artists that they were working with in the Boston area have a place that they can break out and incubate up to different opportunities, bigger opportunities. And I met them because I was doing some entertainment law stuff in California. And basically was consulting on some contractual work with them. And they asked me to join the team. I was like, no, I'm in New Orleans. I'm at the law office in New Orleans. I'm enjoying New Orleans. I work 3 days a week. Half the time my feet are up on the desk looking over the river and I'm cool. But if you sign me to your new label and, you know, there's a real opportunity to promote my work, I will do any job in the company to help the company grow. You know, it's an upstart, and with an upstart, naturally you have to take a cut in your overall, you know, situation. And I did that, and you know, and I've done anything for the label. I like to tell people I have the Jay-Z and the Meek Mills deal, you know, or the Madonna deal where I'm co-CEO, I'm an executive on the label, but I'm also part of the talent arsenal for BreakOut Music. So through that process, that wow moment was, if I made it through grad school, I got a job, a few years as a professional, I can do this. And even if I'm starting from the bottom, I can do this. So that was the wow, getting, strapping up with the parachute and jumping out was a bit scary. So, but here we are, 3 years.
And you got the two roles of where you're an artist, but you're also a co-founder. So there's a lot of pressure there.
Indeed. What Breakout Music became, Breakout Music, Movies, and Media, one of the things that I brought to the table was the decision to go into movies. So that's what elevated me from being part of the administrative team, the executive team, to co-CEO. I brought in one of the big deals for us, and that was the Netflix deal. So taking the risk into the movies, we spent a lot of money on the movies. We didn't know how we were going to make it. And upstarts, you're dealing with venture capitalists,
especially in entertainment.
You're dealing with investors, venture capitalists, friends and family. Your money comes where it can come from. And the movie deal allowed us to secure the company and get something on paper that shows that we can do it. So that wow moment turned into, wow, okay, we're in. And even though we're not partnered with a major label, we now can take our time. We can now take our time and gain more leverage
and grow with the label.
That's right, because we have an intellectual property asset that is a movie that's on Netflix, and we have another one that's coming, and we have 5 written. We probably have 8 or 9 in our gun sights, and we know we're going to film the next one in Georgia with the University of West Georgia, and we're in the game. And so the wow moment turned into wild moments where we're traveling back and forth across the country. Miriam flies out of Boston. We've flown to LA so many times in the past year and a half. It's just ridiculous. But during COVID, that whole 12 months, we didn't hop on a single airplane. We did everything remote. We just started frequent flying again. But the year before that, we were on an airplane probably every other week to some place in the country. We even ended up in France, where we produced my "It Could Be You" video, and we were on the French Riviera on a yacht doing that video after a concert on Midam Beach. And so we went wherever it took, and to give us something fresh and unique. And then when Gigi Vega came on board last year, it was what I needed. I needed a strong forward, or a good, just a good, good defender, a good player on a team. And it's like a team effort now. She covers half the demographic, I cover the other half, and we have something for the whole world that'll make you either dance or just feel good about yourself. So, the wow moments turned into some wild times, late nights producing, walking in foreign countries, hard drive crashing with a whole movie on a hard drive, and having to find someone to restore that hard drive, and cry about trying to reshoot things. And it's a grind. It's a constant grind to sustain and to get the work done. Riding horses recently. I had to ride a horse for my Be Mine video. That was quite an experience. You guys probably would love that, since you've done a lot of country artist work. I took the Billy Ray Cyrus, Little Nas X trope, and Miriam, you know what? Miriam wanted to do a country and western. So I said, hey, let's do it. And we went to Apache Junction, Arizona, and my goal was, I'm not just gonna pose with the horse and be, I've got to have the cowboys out in Arizona saying, that's badass. And that's exactly what they said. It's like, wow, you really mastered, and I got the horse to trot and learn the commands, and deal with the horse fly and the horse manure. And it was quite an experience, and we're in it for the experience. We love to travel, and we experience so many new things and meet so many amazing people along the way. And some people are Hollywood types. You don't ever want to work with them again. Some people are like the people in Arizona that will bake gluten-free bread and bring it to us and invite us to their homes to finish our work. And so, it's a way to live, and the way you and your wife are living your life, living your next chapter with this production, it just gives you something to wrap around as a team. And me and my team, with Gigi and Miriam and Jay Tweezy and DL, and we have probably 17 different contractors working for us. And I'd like to our core team really we stick together, and we know that we're in it together, and we're experiencing life on earth through this entertainment business, through the radio show that you all are doing. You're experiencing things together, and that shared experience just keeps our heart filled, even though it's challenging.
Yeah. And you know, imagine if COVID would have happened 5 years ago. The technology wasn't there. Where now,
5 years ago,
where now you have what we have here, where we can meet, face to face without being face to face, still connect. You know, and like I was telling somebody, I think the future, as concerts are coming back, which of course that may be shutting down again, but that's a whole other story. But as concerts do come back, I think the future is going to be, because a lot of artists have learned, especially your up and coming artists, they've learned that people who are not local to wherever they are also want to see them perform. So I think the future is going to be connecting, where they're going to still have their live audiences, and they'll be able to pop up pay $5 and you can experience the concert with everybody. And so now they're doing their live concert and still making more money through the concert tickets of onlineness too.
Here's and I'm a super creative, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm like, I look at a thing, and as soon as I see it, I'm turning my head like a golden retriever. I'm like, okay. So I hear you say that, and I'm turning my head, and I said, okay, so sign me up for the Chris and Sandy backyard live stream concert as soon as you guys put it together. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So
we're planning on eventually doing the Chris and Sandy show tour, where we cross the country.
So
that's right. That's right. Yeah. So if we're shut down and we can't do shows, all you got to do is get with one of those platform hosts and do the Chris and Sandy backyard concert. You know, and that's it. We're there. We're there. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Now you were speaking of teams while ago, and it's perfect segment into where I want to go now. As you know, a lot of people, they see you as the artist. They don't see the teams behind the artists. And in our opinion, the teams never get the love they deserve.
They don't get enough.
On our show, they get love. So take a few moments just to tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
Well, I have a day one. And I call them a day one. I read one of the articles about The Weeknd and his day ones, and they're all successful in their business because of Monty Lipman over at Universal, who crossed the border in Canada 10 times trying to sign The Weeknd. Weeknd is huge. Oh, wow. I have the privilege of being in New Orleans, where music and talent, that's a soil. That's the fertile soil in the United States all the way around. And it always has been, the Mississippi River Valley all the way up. But that talent goes, such as Oprah and Snoop Dogg and all these people, they go to California or they go to New York to break out. Yeah. Because down there, we're happy just eating gumbo and listening to music and dancing with the Mardi Gras Indians. I mean, our ambition is just not that great, but we live a really culturally vibrant life in the South. So the team is what it takes when you come from a place of talent or creativity. The team helps you to elevate. The team is the throughput, the organization that allows others to amplify your brand. And the team is the extension of the brand that others start to say, whoa, okay, I see a boat going down the river. It's called JayQ The Legend and BreakOut Music. And I see Jay Tweezy, one of the day ones, or DL, one of our consultants, or I see Miriam, she's at the front of the boat with her little sword and her pirate hat, because she's definitely a pirate. She runs us like she's the captain of a pirate ship. And JayQ is the main deckhand, and I want to get on that boat because they're all going in the same direction. And so the team is, it's like an Olympic rowing team. It starts to attract momentum, and a stone that stays still doesn't gather moss, but a rolling stone does. And having a team that believes in you makes it so that their circle believes in you, and then another circle, and it just grows, and it grows solid. It grows in a calculable and measurable manner when you have a team. So the secret to my success, whether it was in my career as a trial lawyer for a decade, it is having a team. One of my superpowers is I fly airplanes. I'm a commercial pilot. I've owned an airplane for years, and I used to fly between Beaumont, Texas, and Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of stops in New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi, and Pensacola, Florida, at the federal courts there. And I flew back and forth practicing law because it was my dream. You know, been in the Marine Corps and got out of that, and you know, within a few short years, I was able to finish my education and then practice law for a little while, and then decided that I'm writing songs every day and night. This is really what I want to do. When I don't do well in exam, it's because I was up writing a song or watching someone do a concert. And the thing that kept me sane night after night after night through these experiences was music and writing. So once I figured out the whole thing that I'm doing with my life is about writing and communicating, music and making movies made sense. It was just a lateral move. So my day ones, because they understand music, they understand creating, and they also are enjoying the ride, because everyone gets seen that works on our label, that works with us. We want to make sure that you're in it. You know, we're on our way back to
in it to win it.
Yeah, and so we're on our way back to work in an area where one of our team members are, because he's there, because we want to make sure in his market that some of his goals is met, and that we support him as well while he's supporting our efforts. So it's all about who is right next to you in that boat, on that airplane, in that fight, in the trenches. You don't make it by yourself. You can't sell anything to yourself. You can't consume anything by yourself and make it all and do it by yourself, you know. And it's just, we're on this planet to work together. So for me, having the day ones, having the team that believes in me and I believe in them, and I help them to elevate in their skill base. They may just be a graphic designer, they may just be a promoter, but making sure that when I put a product in their hands or we exchange resources, that I say, hey, I know you can do it. Let's make this thing happen. And I'm counting on you. And that's the secret of having a team that really works well, is that you got to let people know it's about faith in them and faith in you.
Love that. And, you know, speaking of teams, we have a third co-host.
Yes, we do.
Our little 9-year-old that we let come ask 3 questions. So she's going to go
get him. Yes, Christopher. I'll get him.
Sandy's going to go get him. And then we have our 2-year-old daughter that when she gets older, I think he.
Yes, I'll get Christopher.
Yep, go and get him. Hopefully he pops back in. His connection must have lost. Welcome back.
Christopher did it.
You did it.
You always blame the 2-year-old.
Yes.
Or the 9-year-old.
Or the 9-year-old for this one.
Or the 9-year-old. Yeah, the big brother did it.
Daughter too. When she gets older, she'll be plugged into the show too.
Yeah. So she's always blaming the 9-year-old. He did it. Okay. All right.
So, hi, JayQ The Legend. So, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Something that I can keep to myself, run to my room, and not share with anyone. Because I'm greedy. But I really like pistachios. I love pistachios because it's just the idea of, it's like sunflower seeds or something like that. I like pistachios because you get to break them open and you chew them and you throw the seeds and you throw them in a metal trash can and they make noise and they make a mess. Anything messy. That's what I like. Messy food.
Because what's yours?
Mine is pizza.
Pizza. Wow. What kind? Cheese pizza? Thick crust? Thin crust? What do you like?
I like pepperoni sausage and supreme.
Pepperoni sausage and supreme. Do you put any veggies on there, like olives or broccoli? No, huh? Don't mess it up with all that.
Peppers.
Yep.
Peppers. There you go. I like it. I love peppers. Yeah, that sounds good.
So,
awesome.
What's your favorite TV show?
I don't watch TV. Yep, I don't watch TV because I like to write and draw and do cool things like that. So being on TV takes away from that in my head. But I like movies. And so I like movies and I like sci-fi movies. You know, if an alien is involved and a spaceship with a laser, I'm in. So you pick one and maybe I'll watch one with you one day.
Yeah.
So what is yours?
Mine is SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is cool. When I watch cartoons, SpongeBob is the man. Krusty Krab. SpongeBob never dies.
Well, what's been pretty cool too is because we have, you know, our show, like I said, it was originally was for country artists, but now it's for entertainment in general. And
Indeed.
because of that, we bring on actors and actresses too. We've been able to bring on quite a bit of people from his Nickelodeon and Disney shows onto the show. So that's been pretty cool.
That is cool.
I mean,
you're the coolest kid.
I mean, we recently had the actress that plays a girl named Destiny on one of the hit Disney shows, Bunked, which was pretty cool.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. And they meet the pizza loving extraordinary young man there. I love it.
Yes.
Got it.
And you know, and what's your last question?
So what's your favorite movie?
Because you kind of hit on that.
The app that stole Christmas, and it's my favorite movie because my partner helped me to write it. She writes all of the fun, girly stuff. So Miriam wrote it. I wrote it. I'm in it, and I'm dressed as an elf. Elf, a silly looking elf in the movie. So that's what I like about it. Yep.
And what's yours?
Mine is a Minions movie.
Really, the Minions?
Yes.
Yeah, the Minions is serious stuff, man. The Minions
they have built a strong brand.
Yeah, they have an amazing brand. I love the Minions.
Yes. Bye, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. I appreciate you.
Yeah, he's been in almost, I mean, we've done, like I said, about 430 or so interviews, and he's probably been in over 400 of them. So.
Yeah.
So, let's switch to a little bit of artistry. If you could co-write with any artist, who would it be? Dead or alive?
Right now, I know. Right now, I would love to have a feature from Miley Cyrus on Be Mine.
Oh, wow.
I would love to have a feature from Miley because Dad did it. Billy Ray did it, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Billy Ray with Little Nas X, and I kind of jacked some of their swag and got on the horse. And so I'd love for Miley, and Miley's team and whoever can reach out. Like, look, JayQ The Legend would love to do a feature for Be Mine where she writes her verse, and we reshoot the video and have Miley Cyrus at the saloon doing her thing in a new version of the video. Other than that, because that's our current project, I really would like to work with Janelle Monáe. I think Janelle Monáe is really, really a new age, cross all types of barriers type artist. She's now, I love her Audi commercial. And so I'd love to work with Janelle Monáe. And my artist to die for is Madonna.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Now that would be a collab.
It would.
That's my artist to die for is Madonna. I can't forget about there's a lot I love about Beyonce's work and Rihanna for me, because she's so versatile and coming from the Caribbean as I did. So those two are on the list too. So that's my top 5. I know you asked the one, but right now, Miley Cyrus. After Miley, I'd like to work with Janelle Monáe on a couple of songs, and then Madonna and Beyonce and Rihanna. That's my group there.
Dream list. Yeah.
This probably has 1,000 answers, but just think of the first thing that pops in your head. But what's a song you've heard recently that you wish you wrote?
I got my peaches down in Georgia. Yeah. I love that, man. It's just it's hip, it's cool, it's different. So I like that a lot. And I like a lot of the stuff that The Weeknd does. I like a lot of stuff The Weeknd does ever since he popped on the radar. But let me give you the ultimate, because I'm searching through my brain. The ultimate. And I saw him in concert. I was in New Orleans, probably it was 2018, maybe 17. Jazz festival. It's huge in New Orleans. And I had a choice of going to see Elton John on one stage, Nelly on the other stage, and Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
what a choice.
What a choice.
Thinking out, so I went to Nelly. Nelly had the most people, white, black, country, whatever. Nelly had the most people. I was mind blown. I think he had a little bit more than Ed Sheeran, and he had more than Elton John. They both were at 40 to 60,000 in their little arena space.
And the most diverse,
But Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. That's a song that if
it's a beautiful song.
If I had another iteration of my lifeline, that's you know, honey, the whole thing, the way he wrote that, remind me a
yes.
lot of John Mayer, the depth of John Mayer
Mhm.
and James Blunt. I love that. And, I Will Always Love You, that Whitney Houston sang by
Yeah.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
that's
that's a
just,
good
that's a,
one.
yes.
that's a tearjerker. That's a tearjerker. And
It
that's
is.
something
Right.
that I also, those two, it would be Thinking Out Loud and it would be I Will Always Love You, written by Dolly Parton. Those two, I wish I was gifted enough to write.
Yes. So, what are some sources of inspiration for you?
I love the beach. I'm a Caribbean boy, so I like to have my feet in the sand and
Yes.
my eyes gazing over the water. I love to
Oh,
fly. I love to fly. I love the sheer terror of hanging off of the clouds in a medium small airplane and knowing that it's just me and the universe. So I like adventure. Adventure is my inspiration, and that's why the music
wow.
business and film fits for me because things are always
It is
changing.
a venture.
Yeah, so adventure is an inspiration. The idea that, oh, so we're gonna go shoot a video with horses. Where are we gonna do that at? We literally was thinking, do we go to Mexico to shoot at Rohan Marley's beach resort? Bob Marley's son, who's a personal friend of mine. Shout out to
Wow.
Rohan
Mhm.
whenever you hear this. We were gonna go shoot at his beach resort, or we were gonna shoot in Greece or Apache Junction, Arizona. And all of those had a certain level of wow. And Miriam and
Wow.
I, we love the adventure of making it. So travel is an inspiration, the adventure is inspiration, and seeing people take your art, whether it's a painting or a
Mhm.
piece of furniture
Mhm.
you see at a store or bread that you make that's just so amazing and you like to put a little bit of orange zest in your cookies and see people's like, wow, what is this? That wow that you get from other people when they consume your work or your
Wow.
art, to me, is a sense of inspiration. It's just it's constant energy that you get. It's like the sun. And so adventure and people being inspired or motivated or moved by the work inspires me constantly.
Awesome. And what would you like for your legacy to be? What would you ultimately like to be known and remembered for?
Christmas is presents, not presents.
Mm,
Um,
Love that.
love that.
uh, Goodness is giving. All of the tropes that we write into our movies and the tropes that I write into a lot of my songs. Uh, Body Talk, my biggest song, and my one of my favorites because it's one of my first as I embarked on this journey. There's a line in there that says that why we gotta fight so much. And it's a
Mm,
real serious conversation between the men and women. It's a little sexy, but the bottom line is, why are we arguing? Why do we have to fight so much? Just talk to me. Talk to me, baby. That's all you got to do. Pipe it down a little bit. Talk to me, baby. And that's what I say in the song. And I really believe that. And that's where it comes from, is being able to communicate better.
Yeah.
yes.
And Be Mine. If I just bring you flowers, would you be mine? I like love. I like romance. I love two people seeing the universe and the quantum physics of our entanglement, the string theory, together. And you do that when you come together, when you're in deep love, when you've lasted 19 years. It's a different vision of the whole world, and it's your collective vision. And I like that, and I like having that string in our movies, in our music. I like the love, silver cord of love, and that's what I want to be. That is my legacy, and my legacy is that JayQ The Legend promoted love. Period.
And talking about love, I mean, we actually met online back in 2002 when it was taboo.
Oh, yes. Still kind of
And,
Tinder,
taboo at that time.
Tinder.
and the funny thing was, it was
Swipe left, swipe right.
so it's like we met on February 2nd.
Yeah.
We talked on the
Yes.
phone for the first time February 4th. We set a wedding
Wow.
date February 18th, and then we met in person
Wow.
March 4th. So here it is. We were meeting in person to see who we were going to marry because we already knew.
Exactly. Yeah. We were that
Wow.
close, me too.
That's
And the date we
amazing.
set was October 5th, 2002, and that's the date that we did marry.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, yeah. My two favorites, Ed Sheeran with Thinking Out Loud, and Dolly Parton with and Whitney with I Will Always Love You. Hey, that's your story there, man. That's it. I love it. It's sweet. It's so sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our wedding song back then was the Shania Twain From This Moment.
Ah, wow. I love Shania. She's cool. She's cool. She's super cool. Dope, dope. So yeah, this is it's about love for me. It's about spreading love. It's about using love to dig yourself out of the drama. And sometimes that's self-love. Sometimes it's love for plants, animals. It's all about love.
And if it weren't for her pure love, I went through 19 years of addictions until almost 14 years ago. And the first 5 years of our marriage, first 5 years, it was really hecked on her because of those addictions, the first 5 years. But because of her love and her pure love for God and for me, she was able to show me the love that I never really felt. And because of that, I've been sober almost 14 years.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me write that down. Show me the love that I never really felt. JayQ The Legend, next song. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's that real stuff, man. That's that real stuff. That's where it comes from. I love it. That's really awesome.
And if you could relay a message to your fans and followers, what would you want to say to them?
Stay tuned. Make sure you go check out the new film when it comes out. It'll be somewhere, Netflix, Amazon, I don't know, TV One. It'll be on a platform because we have good friends that look out for us. And don't forget that for every one person that we heard died in COVID, there's probably 100,000 still alive. So what the life that we live was given to us for a reason, and seek that reason. Seek that reason, share that reason. And that's what I'm doing with my work. I left a brilliant career as a trial lawyer to go all in with someone who's now my best friend. And she's a pirate too. She runs her company like a pirate with her little knife. And it's an adventure. Seek the adventure of your soul. Seek the purpose of your soul. And whether you're a Mark Cuban or a Steve Jobs says, pursue your passion. Mark Cuban says, let your works define your passion. Find your passion in what you're doing. Whichever path you take, seek that passion and share it.
Yeah, because so many people in this day and time, and really COVID gave people a chance, but a lot of people didn't take it. But so many people are working 9-to-5 job, and nothing against 9-to-5 jobs, but a lot of people are just not happy. And I'm sitting here like, I wouldn't be either. I'm not cut out for 9-to-5. I'm not cut out for this. What we
work non-traditionally. We do a side hustle outside
in order to
the
keep the show going.
Right.
This brand. So we do a little bit everything that we can. But you got to find that passion because I felt more like I've always felt alive. But since we've been doing the show, it's wow. I'm in the zone.
It gives us inspiration every day. We love hearing the stories.
Yeah. There's a line in one of my songs that's, and I'm in the zone. We can get it popping everywhere we go. Keep it popping. That's all you got to do because you're in the zone.
Yeah, love that. So as you hear? There you are.
That was
yes.
Yeah, that was Gigi just called me. So yeah, because she's dealing with some stuff. She's she suffered a loss in her family recently. And shout outs to Gigi. That's my label mate. I love her.
We look forward to having her on.
Talented. Indeed, she's very, very talented. She gave up an opportunity to go to Berkeley where she was already accepted and decided to go full on in for the music. So she did what I did. She took that leap. Take the leap. Take the jump like you guys did.
Yes,
jump the broom, 19 years of marriage, jumped into the show, over 300 interviews. Take the leap.
Yep, and it's like Steve Harvey's. He wrote a book called Jump. Because again, like you said, you jump and you build the parachute on the way down.
Steve Harvey is crazy.
Yes.
He's one of my
he wrote that other book. What it was called? Something about men and women, and I read his book and was like, man, this guy is just doing it. He's Frank Sinatra in the game, doing it his own way, and I love that. I love that you guys. Wow. Hey, keep putting it out there. If I run into him anywhere, I'm going to tell him, hey,
I tag him all the time. Anytime I talk about on Facebook Dream Interview, I tag him every time. So.
Yes. It'll happen.
Yeah.
One day we'll get him because I love the Apollo story. It's like a 10-minute video. If you haven't listened to it, you should later go to YouTube and just put in Steve Harvey Apollo story. Every time I feel like our show is not going as fast as I need it to, and I feel like I'm frustrated, I just go to that, listen to it, and I'm back motivated.
No, but it's all good. So here's the thing. Steve Harvey, here sometimes you got to look at the thing a different way. I do my golden retriever thing. Like, that's, artists, we look at, is that a table? Is that a stage? Do I climb up on a chair and step on it, or do I eat food at it? Well, maybe you go on the Steve Harvey show. Maybe you pitch his producers and say, we're Steve fans. We love him. We have a show, but we want to be on Steve's show. And maybe he'll have you on a radio program or something, but that might be a way to go at it.
And it's our story.
Yeah. That's
with your story, it's amazing, especially now that mental health is an issue and people are struggling with addiction. You definitely have a story of triumph that could be shared. Love and triumph.
Love that. We definitely appreciate you. So what's next for you, and tell everybody how they can reach out.
Well, I'm trying not to have to walk the gangplank on the BreakOut Music pirate ship with our pirate captain Miriam Bavley. But what's next is getting the movie all the way into the networks, because I got to put on my co-CEO cap and start doing that, and so we can be acquired. Then I want to go on a world tour. Definitely want to do some work in the UK. I have a lot of fans in the UK. I've had 5 records over there that was in the top 20 since 2019, and several of them in the top 10. So I want to go on tour in the UK and Canada. I want to take a vacation in Greece soon. Anyone who knows a really, really good resort out there, let me know. And but when it's safe to travel. As far as creative, our next movie is going to be filmed in Atlanta. I'm looking forward to do that and having some really, really crazy music for it, some of which we've already recorded. But I want to do small shows, small venues, 300 to 1,000 foot venues. I don't want to do huge venues. So I can really get intimate with people. So I want to get close to my fans. And that's what's in the near future for me. And I want to be in the small, medium towns. You can have LA. I'll go to San Bernardino or Pomona. Or you can have Phoenix. I go to Flagstaff, or you can have Atlanta. I'll do Savannah and places like that. I want to go to small, medium towns and really spread some love and have some good times with people. So that's what's in my future, and that's what I'm thinking about.
So if people wanted to reach out to you, how can they?
At JayQ The Legend everywhere. @ JayQ The Legend, all one word. At JayQ The Legend everywhere. And our company is breakoutmusic.com. www.breakoutmusic.com. And all of our links are there. Links to the movies, links to the music. Gigi Vega is on there. And, we're just trying to make everyone be able to dance a little bit, have some fun. Yeah. Tallahassee?
That's what Doug said.
Tallahassee. Yep. That's.
I love Tallahassee. Tallahassee has a college radio station down there that I love. I love Tallahassee. In fact, in a few days, I'll be in Florida. After I leave here, I have a stop still on the West Coast, and I'm back down south in New Orleans. And then after that, Florida and then Atlanta. So that's my movements for the next 6 days. So I'll be in that northern Florida area. So Doug, stay in touch, buddy. I love to do some shows near the university in Tallahassee. Tallahassee is super cool.
Yep, it is. So, we really enjoyed having you on the show today. And we look forward to having you back down the road for some updates.
Shout out to Doug and FAMU. It's all good. I went to LSU though, Doug. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Sandy. I love the fact that you guys are a winning team together, and your little pizza guy right there. Say, hey, maybe we'll share some pizza together one day. But I'm a messy eater, and I'm gonna count the slices. So you let him know that.
We will.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Have a good one. Thanks so much.
Thank you.